Hello everyone. As you might have noticed, India in Motion passed a small milestone of 100k or 1 lakh subscribers recently, and I want to thank all of you for making this possible. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, watching my videos, liking and commenting on them. Your comments especially are very motivating and they keep me going, especially in the early days when I was kind of not sure whether I was on the right path or not. Of course, the biggest thanks has to go to the people who have been supporting me financially through one way or other, be it regular monthly contributions on Patreon or one-time payments through Paytm and UPI, etc. Thank you so much, and it is no exaggeration when I say that none of this would have been possible if not for your help. I had no idea that I would be making YouTube videos for a living when I quit my job 10 years back in 2010. It is a series of happy accidents that brought me here talking in front of you right now. I had a little bit of savings when I left my job and had an apartment in Bangalore. So my plan was to rent out that apartment and use the rent to pay my mortgage and cover my other commitments and use my savings for travel, at least for a few years until I figured out what to do with my life. It was a risky plan, especially since both my parents are retired and they have no savings and no pension either, and they're totally dependent on me financially. I spent the first few years working on a website called Ketik.com. It was a platform where travelers can share their experiences through blogs and travel businesses can list their hotels, guest houses, tours, treks, etc. The idea was that the blogs will bring traffic to the site and maybe lead to some bookings. And the commissions from the booking will be shared between the travelers who wrote the blogs and the website owner, which is me. It was a good idea on paper, but was very complicated for me to execute all alone, and especially when I was also traveling in remote places making my time-lapse videos. So I was struggling with this when in 2015 I was commissioned by Royal Enfield to make a series of time-lapse videos for them in Ladakh. This was a huge turning point for me because for the first time I realized that maybe I can make a living through the time-lapse videos. So I had to decide between continuing to work on Ketik or focusing on my time-lapse videos, and you all know which path I chose. 2016 was a difficult year with my father undergoing 2 surgeries, and by the end of it all my savings, all my investments, everything was wiped out, and I was living month to month with the rent from my apartment. The next big turning point came in the April of 2017 when I uploaded my first vlog from a winter trip to Ladakh. I did not think much about it, but the video really took off and got a lot of views and subscribers in a few days. And more importantly, few of those subscribers even started supporting me on Patreon, and in a few months I started getting around 8,000 to 10,000 rupees a month. And I used that money to get a 2-year loan, and I got my first proper video camera, which is the Panasonic GH5, along with a couple of lenses. So I finally had a good camera capable of capturing high quality 4K footage, and I was even able to get a few assignments due to it as a result. But I still did not have a good laptop to edit that 4K footage until about 1 year later when I got my MacBook Pro at the end of 2018. And the first video I edited using that new laptop was the Shepherd's Journey, and you can immediately see a huge difference in the quality of the editing when using the proper tools. This is a small example of how your contributions make a huge difference to my work. So thank you all so much for your continued support, and I'm very grateful to you all. I had big plans for 2020 when I wanted to finish both the Living with the Changpas and the Story of Tudnam series by recording proper interviews from the locals and turning them into documentary films. Things were looking very upbeat until the COVID pandemic struck and brought all my plans crashing down to earth. I am back in survival mode now because the rent from my apartment in Bangalore has stopped coming, and I'm totally dependent on my earnings through Patreon and YouTube for paying my mortgage and for my living expenses. So the next few months are going to be a little bit tough, but I'm hopeful to come out of it stronger at the end. I spent the last few weeks setting up this small home studio in my bedroom, and I want to continue making videos from here. I will be talking about my travel experiences, talk about some travel tips, and review my trekking gear and my photography gear, etc. So if there is any particular topic that you want me to talk about, please leave a comment below and I will add it to my list. So this is a good time for me to experiment and build my channel during this pandemic. So thank you all so much for watching my videos and continuing to support me in various ways. I am very grateful to you all, and I hope to repay your trust by making better quality videos in the future. Thank you again so much. Take care, stay safe, and see you soon in the next video.